I'm from this industry for the last 8 years. I was a banker and then moved on to set up my own tax and legal practice. Unfortunately, when we started working with many startups, we felt that the access to quality professional services was prohibitively expensive for a startup. It gives rise to two challenges. The first is they end up doing things which they are not supposed to, at least from a legal or a regulatory front. And second, many of them are lost because the moment you get a notice from a regulatory authority, the psychological stress it puts on a professional entrepreneur. See, if I get a wake-up call from my doctor saying, boss, there's something seriously wrong with your heart, I mean, the extent of stress levels are very high because I know nothing about medicine. The same thing applies to a technocrat when he receives a notice from an income tax department, there's something seriously wrong with your company. Many a times, I know of cases where people have said it's better for me in employment so that I can at least be assured of some earning and I can be outside as a free citizen rather than being behind bars. We saw what happened to Nokia. And so what we did was, we thought, why not standardize professional services? So if you go to a professional office, I mean, I'm sure, how many of you have engaged a professional, a lawyer or a chartered accountant? Yes? Okay. For a simple service like incorporating a company, you ask them what is the fee. Do you get an immediate answer? The answer is always in your terms dynamic. So it varies. I mean, that's why there is a very humorous anecdote that the fee a professional charges is a function of two possibilities. Your ability to extract and willingness to pay. Now, that's the uncertainty which we wanted to block. So what we did was we brought in a research team from people across professional borders. We standardized professional services with very clear scope of work, very clear timelines for delivery, and most importantly, extremely clear pricing policies, and a professional puts his price upfront. So today you come to MeetUrPro.com, you want to, let's say, start a company, you will have 50 professionals who charge anywhere between 5,000 to 50,000 bucks, based on his area of specialization, based on his geographical area, or based on his past experience, whatever be the case. But when you enter into an arrangement with a professional, you at least know that this is what I'm supposed to pay. And for a startup, since the entire conversation is about innovation and promoting entrepreneurship in India, for a startup entrepreneur, he's in complete oblivion in terms of what is expected of him. Today he might have a fantastic idea in an artificial intelligence or renewable energy, but for this idea to fructify, many a times you've seen a startup has found an investor, but it takes at least 2 to 3 months' time for him to get the structure in place for him to even attract investments. Now, that's a very dangerous possibility. Imagine you have someone who's willing to invest in money, but you're not in a position to accept that money just because you don't have the right kind of advice. And many of them do not go and seek a right kind of advice for 2 reasons. One, they don't know whom to go. Second, they don't know what would be the cost. And invariably, some of the articles which you read and you go, I mean, I wouldn't want to take names or any specific institution as such. These are much, much more than the initial paid-up capital of many of these startups which they'll have to pay to even set up their entities running in the legal possible manner. So what we have done, we have brought in professionals from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Now that's actually reduced the price substantially. Today I can say we have people who offer tax planning advices for high-level executives for as low as 400 bucks, which is unthinkable, which is the cost of a coffee in your Starbucks. You can get your taxes planned. And these are from qualified, verified professionals. Now, this is what we thought would enable both the professionals to have a lot more transparent platform to practice because their businesses become scalable. And most importantly, for businesses to have a very credible platform to interact and to engage professionals at the least possible cost. So this, we thought, would foster 2 things. One, competition amongst professionals to be competitive in terms of pricing, and obviously promote more and more startups to confidently get into business because the entry barrier in terms of their getting the legal and compliance costs is far, far lower than what it is perceived to be. Thank you.